Hello everyone, Nika here with your Daily Neuro Nugget. I hope you had an amazing weekend. Let me know how your weekend went. I actually got like a sunburn. I don't know if you guys can tell here. I'm kind of sunburned. So wear your SPF, kids. And I've been dying to talk about this case because it's kind of taking all over social media, all over news channels as well. And the name alone is very captivating. It's going by the Black Swan murder. And probably because it involves a 24-year-old ex-ballerina who is accused of unaliving her 54-year-old husband. Yes, 30 age gap there. I don't know. Let me know how you feel about that in the comments. So before we get started, I do have this crazy looking fruit here. It is called tuna. Tuna's in Mexico, and prickly pear here in the States. I found them for 10 cents in Chicago, guys, 10 cents. They can be green, they can be red, and they're this color inside. I sliced them and they are a fruit. So you can eat them as a fruit, or I made an infusion. This is what it looks like. It looks crazy. It looks a little bit crazy, but medicinally, it has been used in Mexico for diabetes, lowering blood sugar. It is very high in potassium, calcium, and all kinds of B vitamins, but I'm not a doctor. Don't do what I do. Talk to your doctor. Now, let's get started because this case, to me, there are a lot of red flags, and I just finished watching a video where Ashley's at court and her body language is just, a lot of people have a lot to say about her body language alone. It can be very telling, right? It can be very telling. Now, 54-year-old Doug Benefield was a widower for 9 months, and then he meets this very attractive 24-year-old Ashley Byers, the ex-ballerina, and in just 13 days after meeting her, they get married. I don't know about you, ladies and gentlemen, but for me, that alone is a red flag. Some of you guys might believe in, love at first sight, but still, I don't know about marrying somebody that I've met less than 2 weeks. That's red flag number one, I think. Very impulsive. It shows impulsivity from probably both parties. Now, after getting married, she wanted to start a ballet company. And of course, Doug helped her with the funds. I don't know if Ashley had any funds at all because she was young. She hadn't really worked from what we know. And this was a very expensive venture. And of course, he's probably the more financially stable one because he is 30 years older. Now, instead, Ashley decides that during this venture, she's going to get pregnant. And while she's living in Charleston at that time, while she's pregnant with Doug, she then decides to have the baby, move to Florida with her mother and her child, and also decides to not let Doug see his daughter. So that to me is red flag number two, red flag for Ashley, right? Because what kind of mother doesn't allow her own husband to see the baby? Just something we should keep in mind. That to me says a lot about a person as well. Now, of course, the distance is going to strain the relationship. So Doug decides, well, I want to see my baby, so I'm going to go to Florida. I'm going to try to do what I can. But instead, he ends up getting accused by Ashley of stalking her and still unable to see the baby. So, of course, they end up in a family court, and Ashley was losing. It was not looking good for Ashley. So this is what Ashley decides to do instead. She's trying to do this chess, trying to be one step ahead, but she's losing. She's not one step ahead. So then she just decides, you know what? Well, I'm screwed. He's probably going to win in family court anyway. So I might as well just lie to Doug and pretend that I want to reconcile with him, but without actually intending to. That is another red flag. Red flag number three. Why would you lie to somebody that you're wanting to reconcile, but without actually intending to? Because eventually that's going to bite you in your rear end, is it not? It will. So during this whole lie, she decides to call Doug for help. I need help. I need you to help me pack. We're all going to move to Maryland and be a happy family. But again, she has admitted that that was not her intention, allegedly, that she never intended to get back with him. So why are you having him? You are calling him to come help you pack so that you can all go to Maryland together. But that's not your intention. Again, those lies don't make sense to me. So what was going through her mind? I don't know. but I think we'll find out. So he shows up, and this move, of course, did not happen. Why? Because Ashley decides to instead shoot him and unalive him. And that's what she is being accused of today. When she was questioned in court, she says, her words, "I ran to my room because I was scared. He was standing in the doorway. His face was red. His eyes were black. He said, 'You're effing done.'" So the Black Swan trial, she shot and unalived her husband, and she claims that it was self-defense. So she's not saying she did not do it. She's saying she did it, but it was because he was threatening her. He was violent. He had a history of abuse and bullying her. Question. His previous marriage, it was a long marriage. The wife passed away from cardiac arrest, but there was never any history of him being abusive to her. So people will usually act as they did in their past. So I don't know. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think, but I don't think that Doug was abusive, because we would have probably seen those patterns in his first marriage, his very long first marriage. So she also goes on to say, he took a fighting stance. He lunged right at me. But did he? But did he actually? Because when we look at where the bullets hit Doug, it's not matching her story, ladies and gentlemen. And a question that I have for Ashley is, if he was actually the abuser, why are you asking for help for your abuser, right? Many survivors have come forward during this trial in the comment section sometimes and have said that asking whoever was controlling them, abusing them, hurting them was the last thing on their mind, to go ask that person for help. They would ask probably a stranger over asking their abuser. So again, why was Ashley so quick to go and reach out to Doug? I don't know. Let me know down what you guys think in the comments down below. And one thing I noticed in this court hearing is that when Ashley is being questioned, they make her get up, they have her describe how was he standing, what was he doing, how did it all play out. She gets up and she is pretending to hold the gun at him, like her arms are pointed downwards, like he was on the floor in front of her. But again, that's not matching her story, and her body language is not matching her story. I could be reaching, but why is she always pointing down so much? It's like almost as if she's pointing to the floor. Interesting, right? Because even if he was lounging, she wouldn't be aiming that low. Or is it just how she's showing the courtroom? It's just very strange to me. Like, why are you pointing your weapon, your hands, as you're showing us the court, to the floor? Is it maybe because Doug was actually on the floor? I don't know. Let me know down what you guys think in the comments down below. And are there any tears in this video? Because people who were also in the courtroom, including family members of Doug, have said no, there were not any tears shed. She's shaking and there's emotion, but it could be emotion, it could be anxiety, it could be nervousness, especially when people are trying to mask, when they're trying to hide lies, or they're just nervous because they're in front of people. Is she masking? Is she hiding something? Why are there no tears? So I scrolled through the comments and I wanted to share some of them with you because I definitely want to know what you guys think about these. Somebody said, so Amber Heard coached Ashley on dry crying, much facial contortion and movement of shoulders, but not a single tear. Another comment, what freaking jury would believe her dramatic performances? I don't know. You do have to remember, she is a performer. She was a previously paid performer. She was an ex-ballerina. She might be very good at BSing people. I don't know. Maybe to her, performing just comes naturally. Another comment said, she's the worst liar and actress I've ever seen. Another comment, I don't believe her. Another comment, she's an opportunist. She married for money and she's guilty. Someone else says, when I saw the augmented memories. I knew she was cray-cray. Another comment, crocodile tears. Very interesting, because all the comments that I read are basically saying she's guilty, she's lying. And from the body language, people will take away different things. But facts, what do the actual facts say? Well, the current facts that we have so far actually disprove Ashley. It doesn't match with her story. It doesn't match with anything she's saying. It doesn't match with her body language. First of all, just so you guys know, Ashley had mentioned that he had tried to attack her that night, that she feared for her life, she was afraid, and that's the reason why she reached for the weapon, to help protect herself. But when the autopsy was done, guess what? They found no DNA of her on him, and vice versa. When they checked her for his DNA, because there would be DNA if what she said, if that he actually physically attacked her, there'd be a DNA. They would have DNA on each other, right? But no, there wasn't any. So right there, lie number one. It's just a matter of time before more lies come out. Let me know down in the comments if you watched this current court hearing of Ashley. Again, it just reminds me of so many scientific studies that have been published saying that when women are attractive, they can get away with a lot. And even if they end up in prison, science shows that they can and often do receive less harsh sentences, even for attractive males as well. We know that she is very attractive, but I do find it very funny that most of her pictures are very sensual. She shows a lot of breasts, a lot of leg, a lot. But when we see her in court, she's dressed like a, I don't know, a very conservative 90-year-old. So interesting. I think the lawyers are pulling at whatever they can to protect her. I think they're coaching her very well, but they need to coach her a little bit more, because the but not crying, it doesn't get accepted very well by the majority of us watching, right? Because we see all this tantrum. It's like she's throwing a tantrum, but no tears. It's weird. It makes us feel like she might just be a little bit full of it. So that's it for the day, guys. Let me know if you like this video. If you liked it, leave a like, leave a comment, leave an emoji to give me that dopamine boost I much need on Mondays. And see you guys soon. Take care. Bye-bye.